the beat of New York.
103.5 KTU.
Hello, Halsey.
Hello.
Great to see you again. You look adorable.
Thank you.
I'm so confused by the timeline of everything that's been going on because I saw you on The Voice last night, but you were here in the theater with BTS. Yeah, you fly
There's
fast.
actually two Halseys.
There's two Halseys.
Yeah.
That would explain the hair changes.
I wish there was two Halseys sometimes, man. Unfortunately, it's just me.
So, how was the theater last night with BTS?
It was really awesome. They're like really special, and it was really beautiful to get to actually surprise them. A lot of the times, like,
Oh, they didn't know. I didn't get to see it.
They had no idea I was coming.
Oh my!
And I had just missed their show at MetLife, and I'm from New Jersey, so I was devastated. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna miss you guys play MetLife. Like, I was like, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna see you guys is. And we were all like really sad, and I was like, psych.
Well, I feel like you're a huge part of what they've been doing lately, Boy with Love and everything, and like I do this whole phenomenon that's going on with BTS is just out of this world, and they must have been so excited.
Yeah, it was very special. They're really deserving of everything that's going on. They work really hard, and they care about their fans so much.
Wow.
And everything that they do is rooted in like just wanting to make great art that inspires people, and seeing that kind of like genuineness in someone is it's really refreshing. I love them for it.
So great. And they were also on The Voice finale last night. I loved your performance. The one thing I have to say that stood out to me, all the female.
Yeah.
There was a female bass player, guitar player, drummer. Did you have a say in that? Like, how did that all come together?
Yeah, of course. I design all of my performances, all of my videos. Like, the video for Nightmare is really exciting because it features up to 200 women. And there's all different types of women in the video. And
Cara Delevingne's in it too.
Cara's in the video, which is really exciting. Debbie Harry's in the video, which is really cool. But also as exciting is like there was so many just like regular people. There was disabled women, there was older women, there was plus size women, there was Black, Asian, Hispanic, like every type of woman in the video. It was directed by a woman. It was commissioned by a woman, choreographed, production design, styling, everything was all women.
There's a lot of representation.
Yeah, which is really exciting for me to have like the power and the privilege to get to do that. And I think when it comes down to it, I think I have a responsibility. When you're first starting out, it can be really hard because like you can only really do what you can afford. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure you also have people that are telling you that this should be your vision, and you don't really get to be the artist and have that creative freedom just yet. It's usually the second album.
Yeah, maybe for some people, excuse me, maybe for some people, but for me, I've always been like, I put out my first album before I ever had any kind of songs on the radio. So, for me, it's always really been about the art and the concept and the live show and the experience, the storytelling. The storytelling has always been really important to me. And I'm fortunate enough that it worked the first time around. So, my record label and my team has always been like, well, it seems like you know what you're doing, so we're just going to kind of let you do it. They've
fantastic.
They've never really like impeded on my vision in any way. I know that some artists obviously aren't so fortunate, so I feel very lucky to have that kind of trust and that kind of support around me when it comes to that kind of thing. But yeah, we extended that vision to The Voice and brought in 30 female dancers, all female band, and it was really nice just on a personal level. Like being in the rehearsals.
Yeah, like how
with
does
all
that?
the girls.
Because there was definitely some choreography there.
Yeah.
So do you design that, or is it a collaborative effort?
So for that particular performance, the choreography was designed by this amazing dancer choreographer, like creative director in LA named Danny Vital. She's like amazing, and she and I kind of came up with something that was like choreographed chaos. Where we really like. For me, it's really important to let everyone be themselves. A lot of backup dancers kind of just get like, they become exactly that, backup dancers.
Right.
And for me, I respect those women as artists in their own right. So it's really about giving them the opportunity to express themselves. And for me, it's like wear what you want to wear, like show up in your own clothes. If you don't like a move or doesn't feel natural to you, like do something that feels more natural to you. Whatever you do, I want you to have a good time and be like excited to be here. And so the rehearsals were just so fun and refreshing. We all just had such a great time. And I think we were all really emotional by the end of it too, because it felt really important. And I think all of us, all being around the same age, like in our 20s, we're kind of looking at each other like, this is the kind of stuff I wish I was watching on TV. Like,
I want to come work for Halsey.
It's fun.
Putting it out there.
It's a fun camp. We're really fun.
But, you know, I think it's just very timely to your nightmare. I just want to say my friend had a baby yesterday.
Wow, that's
She
amazing.
did a home birth. And it just showed to me the power of women, because let's just say she sent out a couple pictures in the group chat.
Oh, I'm sure.
About her experience.
I'm
and
sure.
Just like, I can't even believe sexism is a thing, because just based off of that, women are so strong.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nightmare has a lot to say about sexism and catcalling, which is like freaking sucks.
Yeah, especially here in New York.
Yeah. Also, like, question, when a random man says hello to you, is that catcalling? Because I can never tell if I'm supposed to say hello back or be a bitch.
No, I think obviously there's like a level of friendliness. For me, it's always like if a man says something to me he wouldn't say to another man. You know, like that always feels like catcalling to me. Because I don't see guys going up to each other on the street being like, hey, I like your clothes.
Or like,
why don't
hey,
you smile?
smile.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
That's
they're
the
not
worst.
doing that to each other. But, you know, casual conversation, I think, is like, you know.
Like, good morning. It's okay.
Yeah, that's
I never know if
basic
I'm
human
supposed to go.
decency.
It sucks that we have to try to figure that out in our heads if we're supposed to automatically go into defense mode. I actually was really rude to somebody we worked with because I was purposely not making eye contact, sat down next to me on the subway and was like, hey. And I was like a terrible look at it. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just assumed it was going to be a catcaller.
Of course. I mean, I think it's a shame that women have to live in kind of like in fear of that. Obviously, like promoting Nightmare has been an interesting experience for me because a lot of men in radio have said to me, they've been like, do guys really say that to you? Do they really like tell you to smile and stuff? I'm like, oh my gosh, are you asleep?
It's real
life. This
life.
is happening everywhere all the time, but it's crazy to me that I'm talking to grown men who are just completely oblivious that that's part of the female experience, you know? It's exciting because this is hopefully an opportunity to like enlighten them about it a little bit.
I once saw the funniest meme and it was like, it was a graph and it was like percentage of times when catcalling is okay. And the tiny little percentage was when you're calling cats.
That's amazing.
It was so good.
Come here.
So
love it.
last time you were here, it's funny because I was just telling Norn who's filming, and we were like, oh my gosh, your shoes. Like your makeup and shoes and everything is just always amazing. And we were like, oh my God. I was walking down Spring Street and I literally just saw your shoes in the window and I was like, oh my gosh.
No way.
Like a day after. They were Prada, like.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yep. You were wearing like the leopard skirt, and it was so cool. Like, who inspires you as far as fashion?
Wow. I mean, I kind of take inspiration from so many different places. Ironically enough, a lot of men, like Mick Jagger. I love a good suit.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Jagger always wore good suits.
I saw in the video for Nightmare.
Totally.
I'm rocking that.
That was really fun, kind of exploring all those different personas. I think I'm really like into the like male rock, like
the androgynous look.
Yeah, like I love suits. I love sometimes bright colors like neon, like Bowie would do. I love a good like tank top, suspenders, trousers. Like one of my favorite looks is looking like a mechanic who just got off of work. That's I
just thought of the Come On Eileen video.
Literally,
we gotta go shopping for sure.
I'm super down.
I love it.
And then as far as like makeup and stuff goes, a lot of the time I do my own makeup.
I was just gonna say, I see your post. You talk about, like, I think you're using the ColourPop highlighter, which I got lunch money on, by the way. Doesn't look as good as when you do it.
I love that one. I think it's I have an amazing makeup artist, Denica. She's amazing. She's the only person that I let touch my face. I think people don't realize what an intimate thing that is. You know, you think when you're first starting out, you're like, ooh, I'm going to get a makeup artist, and like a hairstylist.
And then they're poking on the inside of your waterline, and you're like, ah.
And then you're like, about to go on at an award show, and you're nervous and sad, and they come in and tell you something's wrong, and there's a stranger like, sweetie, can you turn? I need to do your lip liner. And you're like, I'm going through something right now.
So you need like a makeup artist / therapist.
Yes, exactly. Or you need to do it yourself so you can have some time to kind of like get your head right. Like, that's like me preparing for war. When I'm about to go on stage and I like sit down in the mirror and I start doing my makeup and like, I feel like I'm becoming Halsey kind of.
Do you ever forget your own lyrics?
I did for the first time 2 nights ago.
Shut up.
Yeah, when I was in Minneapolis doing the Nightmare release show, the crowd was so loud I couldn't hear myself.
You just get a little
I was
lost.
so distracted. I couldn't believe it. I laughed it off, and I told them too. I was like, "You guys are so loud. I literally don't even know where I am in the song." It was a miracle that I even got through the thing. But you know, I think it's hard for me to forget the lyrics of songs, mostly because I write all my own lyrics. So like they came from inside my head at some point, and they usually don't go away after that.
Because it's a personal experience.
Yeah, it's super meaningful.
I love the new song. It's like
Thank
got this
you.
like pop punk vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So I know you were supposed to take some time off. What the hell?
Yeah.
Where's your vacation?
Well,
Last time I talked to you, you came out with Without Me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, you're supposed to take some time off.
you know, Without Me was supposed to be the time that I was off, but I'm actually really glad that I didn't get that time, because through my experience Without Me, I learned a really big lesson about, you know, me as a storyteller and me as a writer. And I think that I'd been telling myself I was a really candid songwriter for a long time, and then I realized that I was maybe hiding behind like these kind of like hyperbolized, grandiose, like making everything seem like a movie. And Without Me was the first time I stripped it down, and it wasn't a movie, it was just a human for a second.
Just
It
raw.
was like, hey, I'm really vulnerable. I love female empowerment records. I love any kind of empowerment record. There's so many songs out there like Without Me that are like, you don't know what you're missing out on. You left me, you'll never get someone like me. But I think there's very few that come from a place of vulnerability. They're usually more like, you know, middle finger in the air.
But
And
that's
less,
power in itself.
Yeah, to
Just
be able
put it all out there.
admit, you know, Without Me was me saying, hey, you were taking advantage of me, and I would have let you. I would have kept letting you, because I loved you that much. And I know that that makes me seem weak, but I'm willing to admit that, because that is how much I loved you, you know? And so,
So how many girls can raise their hand and say like, oh my God, I've been there,
yeah.
right?
A lot
I
of
think that's
people-
why you're so relatable, because you pretty much say what everybody else is thinking, and people have been in that situation before.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've learned from being a songwriter is everyone is a lot more alike than we realize. You know, I do a meet and greet, and there's like, you know, teenage girls, and there's, you know, couples in their 30s, 40s, and there's like 50-year-old metalhead dudes in like Metallica shirts who are like, I don't know, man, I just like really love your music. Like, there's little kids. Like, it's really special. And, you know, in any given day, I can have so many different types of people tell me they all love the same song, and it makes me think like, wow, you know, this is a universal feeling, a really universal experience. And it's definitely made me like far less judgmental when I meet someone for the first time, because I'm always surprised to hear the song people love the most, you know? Like, you'll meet this like suited businessy kind of guy like at some meeting somewhere, and he's like, hey, like, my favorite song of yours is Control. And I'm like, what, the weird dark B-side about mental health? If that's your favorite song?
But you
He's
don't
like,
know.
yeah.
You don't know what he's going through.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. That's why you just never know. And I
Yeah.
think, honestly, you're probably one of the most diverse artists out
Thank
there
you.
right now. Just
Thank
because
you.
sonically everything's beautiful and you're so creative, and it's just a vision.
Thank
but
you.
also the fact that you can reach so many people.
I
just
feel
with
very
different messages.
fortunate.
Yeah.
I feel very fortunate for that. I keep wondering if I'm being punked, that at this point in my career I can kind of put out so many different types of songs. Like, you know, we put out Boy With Love, and I'm singing in English, I'm singing in Korean, I'm wearing a pink wig, I'm in Korea, I'm like, it's sparkly, it's fun, it's silly, it's cute, and then Nightmare comes out, and I'm like moshing on the ground in like in a latex outfit, like punching the walls, and everyone's like, cool, we love both, and I'm looking around like, y'all are really gonna let me get away with that? And
I'm
they're
saying,
like,
if you were an actress, you could be doing comedy. You could be doing
Yeah,
so,
totally.
like a drama.
Totally.
So I want to say, because I love my good old Easter eggs, the video. Okay, so fans think that they have figured out, based upon just like a shot in your video,
Yeah.
you're holding up. They're like unscrambling letters. They're looking at numbers. They think they know when an album might be coming out, and they think they know the name of it. So do you
Ooh.
care to comment? Have you seen the rumors?
I've seen the rumors, and I think my fans are really, really smart. But the one thing I always tell them is nothing is confirmed until I say it's confirmed. But I do put things in places hoping they'll find them. That's all I'll say.
Okay, love a
Yeah.
good Easter egg.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Me
Whenever
too.
this, whenever the announcement does come, no pressure. I know you're working
sooner
on
than
something to
later.
be perfect.
Sooner than later.
Sooner than later. Guys, Halsey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The beat of New York.
1035 KTU.